I'm John Bumstead, ex-Chelsea player, over 400 games, all good ones by the way. Don't forget to subscribe to Chelsea SW6.
Evening guys, I'm on my way home, driving home. I was just sitting here thinking about the atmosphere at Stamford Bridge and ways in which we can improve it, because let's be honest, whichever way you look at it, we are the 12th man, and the players always respond when the crowd are behind them, and I just feel at times not great or as great as it could be, and I'm just trying to think of ways in which we could improve that and get it to back to where it used to be, because let's be honest, when it's rocking, there's no finer place to be. Stamford Bridge, it's absolutely on fire, you know, all four sides. As we know, the Matthew Harding is where the main bulk of our support is. More often than not, they're the ones making the vocal support, but of course you've got the one half of the shed. Recent times they've been putting together their choreography. It's good, you know, everyone's trying to make it happen and lift the players. Looking back over the last few years, of course there's been some absolute special nights. All the European nights are always special. I can think of the cup tie against Liverpool in the League Cup semi-final, and of course the London derbies. And it's always good when you've got away supporters that come and make a lot of noise, because it does sort of add to it. And don't get me wrong, you know, it's not like Stamford Bridge is the only stadium. I think every stadium in the Football League, bar perhaps maybe Crystal Palace, not fantastic. I can think of many stadiums where it's a bit of a myth really that, you know, it is loud. I mean, obviously been going for over 3 decades. You remember how these stadiums used to be, and by comparison they're just not the same. Liverpool, Anfield, I mean, don't get me wrong, those European nights, yes, absolutely, they were really, really special. But when you go to Anfield, obviously you get the first bit where they're displaying their scarves and doing the Never Walk Alone and this, that and the other. Fantastic, you know. And you know, the initial bit where you go to West Ham and you get the bubbles, especially their old stadium, that used to be a really good atmosphere. Old Trafford I don't think is particularly great. Everton can be okay at times. They make a bit of a racket, and as I say, Newcastle the other week, it was absolutely silent. In fact, I've been to Newcastle so many times. It's a bit of a myth really that, you know, that St James's has got this incredible atmosphere, because I've not really experienced, certainly the last sort of 10 years or whatever. It does get good obviously when they score a goal and this and that, but I'm talking about the overall atmosphere, you know. And I think of certain stadiums where they've had a massive improvement by bringing in a drummer. For example, if you look at West Brom, you know, it's a tightly packed little ground, but their supporters tend to be right by the away fans, and they have a drummer there that makes the difference. Swansea's the same, Tottenham's another, and it does get the crowd going, you know, there's no two ways about it. It really, really does. Now I know there's a lot of traditions out there that just aren't going to want a drummer. They're going to say, no, we don't want all that, you know what I mean, we want it, and they don't like the choreography side of things. Well, I've got to tell you, one of the reasons why I love European football, and I love it when European fans come to England or come to Stamford Bridge, and certainly when you go overseas, I go there to experience the atmosphere. I like the pyrotechnics, I like the ultra scene. You know, you only got to look at Germany. Obviously it's a different set of circumstances there, where, you know, the people in the stadium are a lot younger, how it used to be in England of course. But I was just thinking about Stamford Bridge and what we could do, because last game against Bournemouth, I felt that, you know, in the first half it was a little bit flat inside the stadium, and there's a little bit of frustration, you know, because we were trying to get that goal, and of course when we did, the whole place lifted, and you know, it does make all the difference, you know, when especially when you've got all four sides. And like I said, there are times where it really, really works, you know, when, say, the Matthew Harding saying, you know, Shed, give us a song, and they go Carefree, and everyone goes Carefree, and the whole stadium's singing at the same time. My goodness, it really makes all the difference. And I just thought maybe a drummer, you know, maybe, you know, I wouldn't mind it. As I say, I know a lot of traditionalists out there, you know, won't like it at all. But what do you think, guys out there? I mean, do you think we should have a drummer at Stamford Bridge? Can you think of any other way to improve the atmosphere? Because, I mean, they do try Chelsea. I mean, we know the pre-match stuff, they do the fireworks now, don't they? Large sort of Bunsen burners, letting off the flames as the players come out. You know, the intro as the teams come out and everything else. And it is good, don't get me wrong, you know. But bottom line is, it's down to us as supporters. You know, we are the 12th man. It is a partnership. It is about us and them working together. And it's like anything in life, you know, if you show encouragement to anyone, they're obviously going to try a lot harder, and they're a lot more confident, you know. And there's another thing as well that gets me down a little bit, you know, when that player makes that mistake or that pass that goes astray, and you can hear it in the crowd, you know, oh, you know. And I just think, oh, you know, come on, you know, let's give them some encouragement, because how you think, and you know, it's everything in life. And if you think the crowd's behind you, you know, and if you do something well and you're getting applauded and you're getting support and you're getting your name sung, it must be the greatest feeling in the world, honestly. Really must, you know. And of course it just all adds to the confidence with the type of football that we're playing. You know, it's everything at this moment in time. Listen, I can't fault the side right now, the team right now. 4 wins on the spin, fantastic start to the season. But I was just thinking, you know, I mean, how can we improve it at Stamford Bridge? I'm not saying that we're any worse than anybody else. As I say, Emirates is appalling. There's certain states absolutely terrible. But let's be totally honest here, yeah? We know when Stamford Bridge is rocking, it's a different place, you know? We know those massive, big European nights where we've needed that goal. You know, the crowd have almost sucked the balls in the back of the net. So we know how important it is. And I'm just trying to think, yeah, you know, a drummer, you know, I think it would get, you know, everyone sort of rocking and rolling. You've only got to look at Crystal Palace. Now, I'm not saying that you want to go down the ultra scene where they have totally, where they're homestyle supporters and everything else. I don't know if you guys like that stuff out there. But what you can say is it has a knock-on effect with the rest of the stadium at Selhurst. And you've got to say that Crystal Palace are probably the best supported team when they come to Stamford Bridge, and they do not shut up for 90 minutes, whether that's home or away. And I'm sure that adds to the, you know, the expectation of the player. You know, they must appreciate it, you know what I mean? So I think it's absolutely massive, like. But I'd like to hear what your thoughts and opinions are on it, guys, whether you feel that a drummer would be a good idea. I remember us way back, about 3.5 years ago, Chelsea SW6, we put together a little survey, took it to the club to see, and you know, we had loads of thoughts and opinions and ideas. We never got any reply, to tell you the truth. But I just feel that, you know, they are trying to do things now with the lighting and you know, even the light shows that they do. And of course we have the liquidator, which we always, you know, all that sort of stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, the club is trying to do its very best to create that special environment, to get that atmosphere up and everything else. And as I say, there's nights at Stamford Bridge where it is absolutely incredible, and there's no, honestly, better experience, you know, when it's like that. And but let us know what you think down below, guys, whether you think the drummer's a good idea, whether you think the club should perhaps maybe allow someone in, maybe we should, the choreograph side of things. I think that the guys in the shed were offered some help, financial help from the club. I'm pretty sure about that. Check to see there, but I'm sure they were offered some kind of assistance. And I just think it all adds to the spectacle, you know, and the whole experience of going to football. Let me know what you think, guys, down below, and thanks for listening. Chelsea SW6.